Okay, so I'm here with Chris Palmer of the HydraRaptor project. Tell me, Chris, what is it? What is HydraRaptor?
What is it? It's an open source 3D printer.
Okay, we can look at it right here. It's in this corner, so can you tell me a little bit more about it?
Well, that's my version of a RepRap, which is a 3D printer to print another 3D printer. And this is the RepRap 3D printer that it's printed. That's a RepRap Darwin.
So this device here printed the parts for a RepRap.
Yeah. And the clever thing about that is that this device can print another set of identical parts to let somebody else make another one. If you can get the parts printed by the machine, all the plastic parts in their entirety only cost you something like £20, so which makes it the entire machine complete for about £200 or $400. Which makes it a very cheap machine.
For printing 3D objects, such as, I mean, here's some examples. This is just a part for accessory for a lathe. You can go into pretty complex geometries, like this fan assembly for a more advanced. Yeah, Chris, can you open that up? Yeah, that's the actual extruder part for printing. The tip is the extruder with a heat sink. And the green parts, those have been printed. Example of an ABS little jar with a screw-on lid, fine threads printed on the side. Chris, what is this part here?
That's a shaft encoder, which
shaft encoder for the American speakers.
Which bolts onto a standard little motor and allows software to keep track of the exact position and speed of the motor. So it effectively turns a gear motor into a servo motor.
Okay, well, let me see. If I wanted to make one of these myself, what would I need to do?
I think the easiest way to get it going is to get somebody to print a set of parts for you, collect together the metal hardware, buy an electronics kit probably from makerbot.com, and throw it all together.
Yeah. And the printing time for that would be?
Well over 100 hours.
Well over 100 hours, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. A few weeks ago we had a grafting workshop at Factory Farm. And here's the grafting tool that we used. Now, what if we took the 3D printer and made it ourselves? The good thing is we wouldn't necessarily have to wait for that tool to be printed, right? We could just, if we had the file, the three-dimensional file to make the tool, then you can in principle just hit the return key on your keyboard and walk away. Can you do this?
Oh yeah, yeah. You can set the machine going. I set it going in the morning and go to work and come back and see what it's produced.
Well, why don't we build something here? We go to the computer. Okay, now we're gonna see the whole process of how a part would actually be made from computer software, a 3D graphics program, to a 3D object. Okay, how do we start? Okay, so what we've done here is started with Art of Illusion to generate a 3D object. Here's the actual 3D image that we're gonna print. Okay, so we've got a 3D mug, and we're gonna save it as a STL file for stereolithography. Here's the machine warming up. Starting. We're starting with a platform base for the 3D object to be printed. There's an open weave, so it's easy to take it off. First flat layer. Stopped. Now we're pulling it off. Now we're starting the actual object. finished. Okay, finished product. I'm going to cut it off from the bottom. Okay, next.
There's a lot of measures to avoid.
Okay, final product.
Not as exciting as putting Walmart out of business, but it will do for now.